France has rejected claims by Mali that it's arming Islamist fighters in the country. Mali's foreign minister made the complaint in a letter to the United Nations, adding that France was repeatedly violating Malian airspace and trying to destabilise the West African country. This all comes as the last French troops withdrew from Mali, ending a 9-year operation there. They'd been fighting Islamist groups, some with links to Al-Qaeda and the so-called Islamic State. Well, our correspondent Ross Cullen is in Paris. Ross, what's Paris's reaction to these claims by Mali that it is supporting insurgents?
Well, Jamie, we had a reaction earlier from the Elysée just saying that these were, quote, obviously unfounded accusations. And in the last 40 minutes or so, we've had a communique released by the French Foreign Ministry. Just reading some of it out, they say that France will relentlessly pursue the fight against terrorism in the Sahel and West Africa. The Foreign Ministry going on to say that we condemn the increases in the manipulation of information, which must in no way divert attention from the deterioration of the security and the humanitarian situation in the country, where the people are the primary victims. That comes after the French embassy in Mali released a thread earlier today. It went on the defensive, saying on Twitter that we were invited into Mali by the Malian authorities to fight these armed groups. We liberated several Malian towns and cities. We killed hundreds of these fighters. We lost also 53 French troops in that fight to try to secure the stability of Mali. But then the operation has now come to an end, and France roundly rejecting these accusations by the Malian Foreign Minister Abdelaye Diop in a letter to the United Nations Security Council that France was providing weapons, intelligence to armed groups, and also intimidating and carrying out espionage on the Malian armed forces, something that we've heard just there from the French Foreign Ministry that Paris roundly rejects.
Ross, these claims come as French troops relocate to Niger after leaving Mali, and Russian mercenaries could be taking their place.
Yes, in mid-February, Emmanuel Macron, the French president, set out a timeline. He said he wanted to see the end of French operations inside Mali within 6 months, so that is mid-August, and as of the 15th of August, no French troops were inside Mali. They have relocated to neighbouring Niger, where French operations to try to disrupt and dismantle armed groups operating in the Sahel region, so the southern Sahara region of Africa. They continue those efforts in Niger and in Chad as well. But it's interesting that the note from France that it also felt that there was a deterioration in the relationship in terms of the political and operational environment, to use the government's words, the political and operational environment within Mali. It felt that after 2 successive coups in the last 2 years, the military regime wasn't focused on democracy and, in fact, had been cozying up to Russia. There is an understanding that now that France has left operations in Mali, there could be a chance for the private militia group, Wagner, the Russian mercenary group, to potentially come in and work with the military junta in Bamako, in the Malian capital, to try to continue that fight within Mali against armed groups. Bearing in mind everything that's going on at the moment, the idea that France might withdraw and Russia or Russian-backed mercenaries might step into that space is something that is causing great concern in Paris.
Ross, thank you for that. Our correspondent Ross Cullen in Paris.